it's now time for us to do the big one. Now, proving one's eligibility was the major challenge at most polling stations in the capital. Guarantors were not allowed to guarantee for more than 5 people.
At the Klote-Kwale constituency, the people seemed indifferent about the limited registration exercise. They explained the registration centers created by the Electoral Commission were not closer to them. The Commission has designated certain registration centers to begin the exercise on a different date. But this information obviously was missing in the public domain.
Every 4 years.
We always have elections here, so I expected to see the EC here, but they are not. I have been to Bremen Homeboys and Girls, but they are not there.
The effect is apparent. Only a handful of people turned up at the St. Barnabas Church Registration Center in Kinkawe electoral area as at 9:58 a.m. The situation was not different at Tenashi JHS1 Registration Center. As at noon, only 4 people have registered. We continued to Sempe Registration Center in the Kinka electoral area in the Ododo constituency. 39 people had registered. The challenge, however, was getting guarantors to confirm their eligibility.
We are filling a lot of guarantee forms. There's most scams without any identity card, so we have to fill the guarantee form. So that is the most, I think for now, that is the challenge we have.
The Jamestown police station also had 19 people registered as at 12:52 p.m. At the Roman Catholic Primary School in the Ayawaso East constituency, 24 people were registered. One commendable feature witnessed at the registration centers visited were the functionality of the registration machines. Some senior high schools had allowed parents to pick their wards to enable them take part in the registration exercise.
Meanwhile, the Coalition of Domestic Election Observers, CODEO, has been observing the limited voter registration exercise which commenced today in all district, municipal and metropolitan areas of the country. The national coordinator of the Coalition of Domestic Observers, Albert Kofi Ahen, is joining me on the telephone lines for an assessment of the exercise. Good evening, sir, and thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you very much, and good evening to your listeners.
Now, observation on day one in terms of opening of registration centers, presence of party agents, etc. What did you observe?
Yeah, we earlier told you we sent 250 observers to the various districts to watch and tell us what's going on at the various places. And our people are saying that all the centers virtually were opened at 7 o'clock, so we didn't have any problem with the opening of those centers. Again, looking at CI 91 and the performance of the officials who were at the various centers, our observers are saying that everybody was doing his work very well. There was no problem with the interpretation of the law vis-a-vis the situation on the ground.
Right.
Yeah,
carry on, sir.
Yeah, they are also saying that the machines, the BVR machines, were working very well. There was a few, there were a few places where, not even a few places, but there was one instance where I think a printer was not working, and people had to wait till about 3 p.m. before they even started. That was a hiccup. There was a problem with one of the machines, and as at 3 p.m., people were still in the queue, and nobody was, being processed. So that was 1 out of, a million or 1,000 cases.
Right.
Yeah, and then we also had the problem of challenges, where, for example...
Now, before, Ms. Ahen, before you go to challenges, I want us to maybe gauge your observation when it came to, for example, compliance with the registration rules and procedures, as these are critical concerns that have come up? Did your team see anything unusual with the compliance with rules and procedures?
Yeah, there was one instance that was cited in the Pram area where the party agents who were not supposed to be interviewing prospective registrants took it upon themselves to be doing that kind of job. You know, the CR91 clearly states that anybody who appears at a center should be interviewed by the registration officer. And in that particular case, when the registration officer had done it, they would also call back the applicants and be interviewing them, and that was actually out of the way. And we would plead that such a thing should never occur. Generally, the CR91 and its interpretation by the officials, according to our reporters, went on very smoothly.
Right. And so earlier you started talking about the challenges. I reckon that this interviewing, which you just cited, is one of the challenges you observe. What other challenges did you observe on the ground which you would want the Electoral Commission to address quickly during the 2-week period for the exercise?
Yeah, the other challenge was that, and I don't know how the Commission can even maybe take this, but it was like the two big parties, the NDC and the MPP, were outdoing each other in the challenges. And this one especially occurred around the Eastern region, where at a point in time, 20 people who had appeared and had been registered were challenged. All the 20 were challenged. It's like a competition. You challenge, I challenge, you challenge, I challenge. And I don't know whether they were genuine challenges, but the fact still remains that we should be very careful so that we don't simplify this challenge process, because it is something that...
So would you say this behavior of the two main parties affected the process in any way? Did it negate
it's like
the essence of it?
You challenge me, I also challenge you. But of course, definitely it is going to go to the review committee. But you see, we should not just be challenging for challenging sake. We should have enough ground to think that somebody is not qualified, so we challenge. It's not that because a party agent has challenged in one particular area, I also have to challenge. That is not the essence of it. We need to have, concrete grounds for challenges. You cannot just challenge for challenging sake.
There were concerns raised by the MPP, the Opposition New Patriotic Party, that some of its strongholds had that unique challenge where the biometric devices printed voters' cards backdated to 27th of April. This could be problematic. Did your team observe these challenges?
Yeah, we didn't. I didn't think anybody brought in such a thing, but I also heard it on radio. And if that thing really happened, then of course the EC would have to explain it, because I presume that it could have been a technical hitch.
Yeah.
And if it should continue, I don't think it is going to be good. It would be better for the EC to come out to explain why today is 28th and people registered, and their date for the registration comes back to 27th. It could be, I foresee a technical problem here, and it should be explained. And I think it's only the EC that can come out to say what really happened.
Right. Ms. Ahin, we're grateful for your time. Thanks very much. Mr. Kofi Ahin is the National Coordinator of the Coalition of Domestic Election Observers, CODEO, speaking to us there about the group's observation of day one of the limited voter registration exercise conducted across selected registration centers in the country. My name is Stephen Anti.